Hey guys, today was the day one of 40 days of a living prayer. My living prayer is around lights. What is light? What lights people up? How do we create light? How do we generate light? And it was an interesting day. For me, it's the first day for my own focus as well as focusing on creating for the sake of creation and for the sake of creating joy and from a place of service and not wanting to get lost in needing things to be perfect or it has to be a certain way or everything has to be done. And that process was one that I had to kind of get settled into a little bit and was really confronted by having to go out and actually do things right now. Just for the sake of doing them because that's what it felt like. But once I got into that groove, it was really beautiful. I was at the Earth Day Festival in Culver City and thinking about how I want to talk to people about light. I want to know what lights them up. And I want to set up interviews and I want to video people. And I said, well, why don't I just do that? And so I went around at the festival and just asked people that. Essentially, it was, what lights you up? What do you actually feel when you are lit up? And what would you say to somebody who you could see needed to get some light shining for themselves? And it was really amazing to hear answers from people of all walks of life, to get this different feedback. And it's very cool. One of the, probably the main consistency through all of them, the clearest, biggest trend that went through for people, whether they realized it or not, was what lights them up is service. It was about giving to others, about helping children, about surprising people and having them feel emotional. And there was one woman who, that's what she said. She said she gets lit up. When people get surprised, she said, I like to surprise people. I like watching people get surprised because they get really emotional and I get surprised and I get emotional and I get really lit up by that. And she might have just thought, oh, that's sort of fun and, not really recognizing the depths of humanity that she just exposed herself and confessed to, that she likes to surprise people so that they can get positively affected emotionally. And then, therefore, she gets positively affected emotionally. So what she just confessed to is that her favorite thing to do is to intentionally create abundant joy for other people. I mean, that's like the greatest act of service I could possibly imagine. And, these people were not trying to put on a show. They weren't going to win anything. I'm just talking to some guy with a camera phone. And it was just really beautiful to see that. And for me, the more people I talk to, it's just great to connect and start these conversations. So it was a really great first day. It was great to see what my compadres were doing. Just a lot of beautiful creation, and people are participating and just kind of figuring it out through communication, through conversation, through community. That was probably the second largest theme. People talked about community, about communing, being with people, being friends, and there was also what came up a lot of times was going internally, which is sort of the other piece of community, I guess, but it is the internal and the external. I guess the no man's land is when you are not with community and you are not inside, when you are looking for the outside or looking for the inside instead of just being where you are. So, very excited for day 2 coming up tomorrow. We'll be in San Francisco. So, we'll see what lights people up in the city by the bay. Oh, oh, oh.